Hello, friends. It's Kat from Meow, Kapow. If you watched my last Inktober repeating pattern video, you may have noticed that I did a series of cuts and flips and wibbles and wobbles to make the repeat work, but mentioned that I developed a better method since then. Heads up, this isn't that better method. It was an experiment I did on my way to that, and while it worked and is super cute, I don't think it's as effective. And it turns out I kind of prefer to do as much as possible by hand. Long-term friends of the channel may know that the second video I ever made was of a rainbow of bats, in which I talked about conservation and why bats are awesome and other such stuff. It was basically an Animal Artists Collective video before the AAC even existed. So it should come as no surprise that when I started making these black and white patterns, bats came to mind. Cats too, of course, but let's just say there isn't any risk of me running out of things I like for these designs. I actually have a plan for a second bat one, possibly, we'll see. Anyway, I started making these bats, and for some reason I kept drawing them super big, which meant that I stopped planning the repeat pretty early in the process. But then I figured, hey, it's no biggie, I had to do some cleanup in Photoshop last time, I'll just develop the repeat in post. Except I didn't really do it the same way I would've if it had been a pattern made by hand with the cutting methods. Instead of making it so that there were bats that hang over one edge and continue on the other like they're in a Pac-Man style world, I just filled in all the empty spaces with teensy little batties. Which, again, totally works, but doesn't have the same mesmerizing kind of effect that some other designs have. There are some advantages to this, because it means that the stickers and cards and acrylic blocks on Redbubble with this design on them have all of every bat displayed. The downsides don't exist because they're bats and they'll just fly away. Whee! Anywho, per usual, I've listed the materials in this video down in the doobly-doo. In the first installment, I linked the first video of my Ultimate Brush Pen Showdown in the iCards, which I'll do again because it answers all the questions you could probably ever have about the pen that I'm using in this. That series was born out of me needing to find the best brush pen for use with watercolors, since that's one of my primary mediums. I went through a lot of them and did a pretty significant number of tests, so if you've been looking for a good brush pen, I can pretty solidly recommend you check those videos out. They are crazy informative. Earlier, I mentioned that the pattern made in this video got edited in Photoshop after I finished it. So, while I love the design in its raw form, there's a different version of it available on Batswag. Personally, for this design, I kind of think the bat bath mat with bats on it is like the coolest and funniest idea, but I'm also pretty sure I've got a weird sense of humor. Just a guess. And don't worry, you'll learn my advice on how to make a good repeat soon. Had to get through the ones that used my early methods before I felt comfortable giving out advice from the experiences. Do you want me to tell you why I think it's better than the other methods I tried, or just give a straight-up, no-frills tutorial? I personally like it when there's that extra info that gives you the who, what, when, where, whys of how, but that could just be me. Until I see you next time, I wish you peace, love, and sonar.